And we're live.
And we are live. All right. Oh, where were you saying put it so we can get everybody in?
You totally did set it up right in front of you.
Because there's people that's going to want to see me. I got it, man. One viewer. Hey, you guys. I am going live today with a pod called, what's the pod name? Called Kickbackers.
JB.
It's a pod
named Kickback.
It's a pod named Kickback, dog. Come on now.
All right. So, let's get into these topics.
I'm let me look on this Facebook feed. Just make sure I'm as pretty as I'm supposed to be.
He does that.
Make sure let me get this thing together. Make sure that the ladies see me. Okay, we looking good. Oh, we looking good.
Looking good? Oh.
Good.
Look at me.
Oh, y'all got on white shirts.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
that never happens.
Yeah.
And last week my hair would have been red, but this week yours is red, so we fixed it.
Lies you tell.
Yeah, lies I tell. The way he'll my skin was fucking red last week. Not that type of nigga.
No,
Like
DC would abandon me. Shout out to DC, DMV, our hometown, and we are here with a guest. I posted the copy of your book, the cover of your book on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Yeah. And they went crazy.
Awesome.
Like, I don't know if they want to know what you know or if they were supporting us. I don't know what it was, but it was crazy. So, well, how about this? I will introduce the show.
Okay.
And then we'll let them know
Let's do that.
about what you got going on.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of people are tuning in because of that post.
Hi,
I'm just gonna say it.
Pleased
So,
to meet you.
she's pleased to meet you. I'm pleased to be me. Will you go? Jesus. Yeah. So welcome to a pod named Kickback, also known as the Black CNN and the Revolution. Will be televised. I'm no breaks new. The righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it.
Okay.
Every Monday, we right back at it. I feel fantastic.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy JB Frank. I'm that gangster geek representing NWA, Nerds with Attitude. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the show.
You like that? You like Nerds with Attitude?
He's like he's the gangster geek. I'm about to bust out laughing, but I want to let him finish.
It's okay.
You know what?
What?
And I'm GoddessGood.
There you go.
I'm the author of How to Eat a Banana. So yeah.
So before we get into everything, let's start with how do you eat a banana? Now I'm gonna tell you how my banana ate, and JB do it. I'll tell you, and Billions will probably tell you. But we want to know from an expert, from the lady's perspective. Before we get into the show, we want to know how you see it. But even before that, I want to let them know. So you guys have been listening to the show. You've been following us either a couple weeks or a couple months or a couple years. You know, we had Kiki on the show from Cocktails. You know, we had Lex P from Poor Minds. And you know, we had Mom Bitch Tiffany from Mixed Signals. And out of all the women that we met in Atlanta that are really on their grind, you had come up in a couple different segments.
Okay.
So I want to say that we were at Kiki's and Medina's live event.
Yes.
The Dirty Cocktails.
Cocktails podcast live event. And there was a contest.
There was.
And the contest, what was the contest?
It was a How to Eat a Banana contest.
Okay. And
I won.
You won, and we thought you won, and we voted for you, and we said you won. And at the end of the event, when they did the Q&A, when they asked me, asked for questions, I went up and said, I got some questions about different things that I had interest in. and they gave me advice. And this is what you should tell your woman. You should tell her this. You should say that to her, and maybe she'll respond. And I look dead ass, and she will tell you dead ass at Goddess
Good
LLC.
Right.
And I said,
So Shantae.
Are
you fucking kidding me? I almost died.
What were you thinking when I did that?
I was like, this nigga done got up and called my name out. Didn't you see all these other people in here? But it was flattering. And then you asked me to be on the show, so here I am. So, yeah.
And here she is. So it's I'm very happy about tonight. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Do
some different topics. Get you in different elements so they can see how you think, as far as politics, as far as sports, pop culture, as opposed to just how to eat
bananas. Right. But I do think about more than just eating bananas, although bananas stay on my mind a lot. I love my guy. So, yeah.
So let's do this. Let's start with your book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which is How to Eat a Banana.
Okay.
And we'll get into we got a lot of stuff to talk about in pop culture, some shit in politics. We got a show.
Right.
But before we get into that, I want to give you the opportunity to promote your book.
Okay.
And your book is
How to Eat a Banana. It's available on Kindle and Amazon. And it's not just about giving head. It talks more about mindset, attitude, and overall building your relationship and learning to please your partner. So it's give and take in a relationship. Like, I don't think anybody should be performing oral sex if they don't enjoy it. I think it's an art form. Oral sex is an art form, and if you don't enjoy it, you shouldn't be doing it. And so for me, I don't liken giving head or pleasing your partner orally as a task or a chore. But most women see it as like something that they're doing for their guy, like you're doing him a favor. And I'm like, no, sis, it's not a favor. This is it's a treat.
Like, say that again?
It's not a favor. It's a treat. It's something that you should be enjoying. So I help women change their perspective on pleasing their men orally. I'm like, instead of seeing it as you doing him a favor, see it as him giving you a treat. He's allowing you to suck his dick, which is something that you derive, a lot of pleasure out of. So if your pussy does not get wet when you're sucking his dick, it doesn't get you primed and ready to go, then you're doing it wrong.
I would agree.
And so what I do is I teach women how to learn to enjoy it. I didn't always like sucking dick. I didn't always like it, but I learned to enjoy it. And I think if you love somebody, you want to please them. You want to please them in every way imaginable. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're at the forefront of their mind. When they think about being pleased, when they think about pleasure, you want them to think of you. And so in order to do that, you need to become the very best that they've ever had. And so that was my goal. And I am that. And I want to share that with other women.
There it is.
I agree. From what I've seen, she is that. And I do want her to share that with other women, but I want her to share that with a couple of us men too. Share it with me.
Well,
share it with me. Share it with me.
Well, the thing is, I tell every man, and then men to come say, do you need a model for the class? No, we don't need models for the class. But I promise you, if you send a woman in your life to my workshop, or if you even just get her the book, you will be rewarded many times over. It's like the best investment ever in your relationship. Like, I will not disappoint. The advice in my book is no fluff. It's straight facts, give straight tips. Like, it's something practical that they can go home and use tonight. It's 77 pages long. It was 69, but for some reason Amazon did something with my pages. I was like, damn it, I made it 69 pages for a reason.
Right.
But it's 77 pages, so they put these other little, added pages in there.
Yeah.
Right. But it's a short, brief read. It's a quick read. It's straight. And the women, like if you go to Amazon and read the reviews, they take it and they can actually use it immediately. So
I would tell
send your ladies to my workshop if you want a happy home.
If Shantae,
there it is.
If her book translates what she did at the live event, translates to the book,
that's a win.
Because I was like nigga, like JB tell him. I was like, hey, if you tell him, I was like, hey, Shantae.
Hey, Shantae.
Yeah. So I was like,
yeah. We were all sitting in the audience like.
And it was an ex birthday. There was a woman, and I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying that my vote went to you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not disrespecting her or her.
But they're experts.
I'm just saying where my vote went was
to the prodigy. Yeah.
Well, we all knew that from when I asked my question.
I think when you're passionate about a thing and you enjoy it, then you perform better at it. So when you like doing something, you do it better, and when you're better at it, you know what I'm saying, you enjoy doing it. And so it translates into a mindset. And so when women get that mindset, then it's easier to be better at it. So we like doing things that we're good at. Nobody likes doing things that they're not good at.
That's real.
You get what I'm saying? So if you're good at it, then you enjoy it more. And then when you see the pleasure that your guy derives from it, then you're even more excited to see this type of power that you wield over your guy. Not so much as a power maker, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I have the power to make him super happy. You get what I'm saying? And what woman doesn't want to do that for her guy? Unless she's there for the wrong reasons.
I love everything you just said. Everything about what you just said.
Thank you.
So, well, let me get my ring.
Boy, guy.
Okay, I'll save it for later. I'll just say that men, we are excited about this because I'll do it this way. We have fucked up a lot. As far as black men dealing with black women. We done fucked up a lot. We done did some fucked shit over the last decade. So when there's a situation where there's women who are still very interested in pleasing us, and still very interested in going above and beyond, regardless, because we've all lived through the Me Too movement, so we know it. You know what I'm saying? But when there are women who are still like, I get it, but we still rocking with you, and we still want to please you, and we still love you. It means a lot more than just, oh, you can suck my dick good. It means
I think it comes from women have fucked up. Women have fucked up too. So I think you can't take it all as a collective and say, because this is going on, or this, you have to take all of your situations and view them individually. You can't judge everything on a macrocosm, you know what I'm saying, and take everybody into account and say, oh, well, they did this, that means you got to do it too. You have to take everything individually and give people a chance. You get what I'm saying? You can't hold other people, and
I'm a little surprised you're saying it,
but you can't hold other people accountable for someone else's mistakes. So if you've been hurt in the past and you're holding on to that hurt, then you're sending to the universe, you're sending out vibrations of fear of being hurt. But guess what you're going to attract? Exactly what you're afraid of, because that's what you're focused on. You're focused on being hurt as opposed to moving on to a better relationship. So I think if we learn from our mistakes, and we learn from our disappointments and say, okay, I went through this experience that wasn't so pleasing to me. It wasn't what I wanted. But from that, I learned even more what I do want. Then you can move into your new relationship different. So I think every relationship, every experience is there for a lesson. And regardless of if you get what you want out of it or not, you're still going to get a lesson if you choose to learn from it. So they're like no wasted experiences.
Well,
if you look at it that way.
Facts. Yeah, I dig how you were saying earlier how you want to change sort of the perspective around pleasing your man in that way and change their mindset about it. And that's the thing that really kind of hits home for me, right? It's more than just a how-to book, right?
Exactly. It's a book about mindset. It's a book about attitude.
Right, I love
so
that.
It doesn't just give techniques. Like the techniques and the tips, they come at the end of the book. Like, you want to create intimacy with your partner, and in the book it even states that giving the best head is 90% mental and 10% technique. So you have to have a mental connection with your partner. You have to be excited about it. You have to show him that you're happy to suck his dick. Like when I get ready to suck my nigga's dick, I be like, it's a treat. It's like a kid at Disneyland. I'm happy that he's allowing me to please him orally. It brings me great pleasure. You get what I mean?
It made me I was in there crying. My eyes watering up. Just listening to you. I'm like, shit. Fuck. Like, hold up. Wait a minute. Commercial break. Go to a commercial.
A little choked up here.
It does. I enjoy it. And he enjoys pleasing me back. We enjoy pleasing each other. So it's a give and take relationship. It's not one-sided at all. And I think if more women had that attitude going into it, it's not a task. It's not a chore. It's not something that you're doing for him. You're not doing him a favor. You're helping your relationship. You're building intimacy. You're building a bond. You're pleasing him. You're relaxing him. You're taking stress away. Like you see, like posts that I'm like, baby, you look stressed. Come fuck my throat. Period. Take your stress away. So.
I just came. JB, you do us this shit.
How do we? I don't even know how to trick. What you just said was so fabulously splendid. Like I don't even. There's no topping what you. Anyway, I'm about to get emotional. I'm stammering.
That's because I have an oral goddess mindset.
And every woman.
Oral sex goddess mindset, and that's what I teach women in the book. That's what I teach women in my workshops. It's like you have to develop a different type of mindset, develop a whole different perspective on how you look at it. So
yeah, if you're just doing it like I'm gonna set this nigga, I'm gonna do it to shut him up. I don't want that head.
Nope.
If you're doing it just because you're obligated to do it, I don't want that head.
Nope.
If you're doing it because you think it's
it's what he wants.
He wants.
Right.
I don't even want that type of head.
Nope.
Right.
I want you to suck my dick like the antidote for
exactly.
is in it.
And that's
I want you to do it like it's the shit. Because when I eat pussy, and let me be clear, like when I eat pussy, I'm not doing it like, well, she likes it, so I'll do it. I'm doing it like I want to bring you to wherever level
exactly.
I can bring you to.
There's an analogy that I do in the book that says,
whatever it takes.
well, it takes women on a mental journey. It says, imagine a guy that's eating your pussy, and he got this, scrunched up look on his face, like he's not enjoying it. He's licking it like a stamp, and his facial expression looked like he just ate a piece of shit. When you tell him you coming or whatever, he get up and he run to the bathroom like, ew. I'm like, that's what you do when he comes in your mouth, or you say, don't come in my mouth, and then you run to the bathroom and spit it out instead of swallowing it. That's protein. A whole lot of protein.
You need that.
Exactly. So the analogy says, who would you rather have eating your pussy? Mr. Shitface or Mr. Pussy Slayer? You get what I'm saying? And it's the guy who enjoys it, who shows you that he's enjoying it. And that's the same thing that with women. Like,
I do enjoy it.
If you enjoy it, he's gonna know. You can't fake it.
Yeah.
You can't fake enjoy it.
Right.
Because the energy transfers. So
Exactly.
all of that, all of those lessons, everything is in the book. Like I said, the book is straight cut. It's no fluff. It's straight advice. It tells you how to fall in love with the dick. It tells you how to change your mindset. It gives you all that, how to get horny, how to show them that you're happy, how to show them. All of it is in the book.
And the name of the book is
How to Eat a Banana
by
CJ Ryder,
and this is
AKA
available
GoddessGood.
on.
It's available on Amazon and Kindle.
Perfect.
Yes. Go get that.
No bullshit.
Yeah.
And we could really probably do a whole show on this, but let's get to the topics.
I was just about to
Maybe
say,
we'll come back to this at the end of the show. But let's get to the
I think
topics.
we covered it.
We covered it.
I think we covered it.
I mean, she'll want to give away.
You definitely, for me and JB, you definitely covered it.
I mean, a lot of the information you'll probably find on Google, but not in the format that I put it in.
Right, and that's the point. That's the point.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Right.
The availability you have to it.
You're not having to search and you're not having to do all that. I put it together for you. So.
And this won't be a one-time thing. We'll bring this shit back because for all my brothers in North America.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring this shit back.
You just started it.
Once every 6
right.
months or some
Let's
shit.
start a movement.
Yeah.
Ungawa, Black Power, Summer Dicks. When I get on the shower.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
But that is one scenario in the book too. But okay, keep moving. Let's keep moving.
right, so yeah, let's move on to the viral topic.
My left stroke just went viral. What's our viral topic?
Reparations. Reparations. You know, social media has been on fire. Discussing reparations, what they should entail, what they should involve,
right.
How they should be implemented, so on and so forth. This is actually now, I'm going to add this little piece right now. I caught an article somewhere. I want to say it was CNN, a side article in the society section. And they were talking about how certain Congress members are planning to make that a part of the Democratic agenda. Reparations. I don't know whether that's true or not, because it wasn't in politics; it was in society.
Right.
So it was like kind of like a grassroots movement that I think is starting up with some black, sort of power brokers.
But do you think that's just to get the black vote? It's like a ploy to grab them in without any follow up, or do you think it's something serious? Because reparations have been given to Japanese, it's been given to the Indians. It's been our Native Americans, to Jewish people that were affected by the Holocaust, but no one has actually done anything serious to give reparations to African Americans. And the thing about being an African American is you really have no identity in America because you're not really American. Nope. Who this America, who the laws are written for, who it's built for, and you're really not African because you're not from Africa. Right. But you know what I'm saying? So you call it. So everybody else have their own cultures and their own identities. Japanese have their cultures, their traditions, the Jews, right, everybody, they all. But for African Americans, where is our identity? Where's our culture? What, you know what I'm saying?
Status. Yeah, well, we don't have the same norms, mores, values as
exactly. Well, what we do is share in these American holidays that really don't represent us, like the 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? Which is not our emancipation. And then they give us Juneteenth. Well, Juneteenth really wasn't emancipation either, because slavery has not been abolished in America. The 13th Amendment says that slavery is abolished if they don't commit a crime. And who the fuck are they talking about?
If they're not found guilty of committing a crime.
If they don't commit a crime.
If they're not found guilty of crime.
Well, that's not what the law says. That's not what you want to pull the 13th Amendment up.
I'm just saying. I feel you. What I'm saying is, it's even worse than what you're saying. I'm saying that it's even worse because it's not about if we commit a crime, because we cannot commit a crime, but they can still find us guilty and say we committed it.
Exactly.
And then we're still fucked.
So if you're found
guilty, my point is, if you're found guilty, regardless of if you actually did it or not.
Right.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, institutional slavery has been part of our prison system for decades now. Well, and it's even worse than that because you learn about how the prison system actually basically literally replaced slavery in the South after the Civil War, very, very shortly after the Civil War. I mean, chain gangs evolved somewhere around the 1870s.
Yep.
Civil War ended in 1865. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you can't call them slaves anymore, but you just stole whatever.
So they released the slaves, and then the slaves had nowhere to go because they didn't have any land. They have, their own homes to go to. So they became sharecroppers and had to be indentured servants. But then there were so many that were displaced. So then they made up these laws. No loitering. So then you get locked up for not having anywhere to go. So they freed you and didn't give you anywhere to go, and now they lock you up, and now you're a slave all over again. But now it's called incarceration. So yeah. But I'm for reparations if we can come up with a plan of, a strategic plan of what's desired, what we really want. Like, I think we would have to come together as a collective and unify. But so far they've been really good at dividing and conquering. And so you just have like a lot of people, once we make it out of the hood or you make it out, then you looking back and you're like, I'm not like them niggas. And then you want to blend in, you want to be accepted by those who would oppress you.
I agree.
And that's what like Willie Lynch, the Willie Lynch syndrome.
Willie Lynch syndrome,
absolutely.
Shit, all that shit. And what I will say is, what I'll add to that as a caveat, maybe in the good side of it, maybe is that we do that, but we also know now where we're at. Like in 2019, I think more than any other generation, we get it.
Yeah.
And I think there are less amount of people who are riding with that, and more amount of people who are like, nah, nigga, like fuck that, we doing this, we doing that.
Exactly.
People. And I want to believe it's true. I don't know 100% that I'm right, but I would really like to believe that it's different now.
Well, I think so. Well, you know, Henry Ford said, whether you think you're right or you think you're wrong, you're right. So if you want to believe it's true.
Hold the fuck up. If Shantae come on this show, start quoting Henry Ford and shit, that's what we doing? That's what we doing? That's what we doing?
I can quote the whole Bible for you. I can quote philosophy. I can quote whatever. I'm very, very, very educated, very talented. So don't just get it twisted because I wrote a book on pleasing your man orally. That's all I do. I'm multifaceted. I'm every woman.
You notice how quiet I
am? Are you
sitting? No, I'm taking, and I'm happy. Okay. We're not in a committed relationship, but I'm happy in it. I'm happy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy too. I'm happy too.
Look at you.
All right, Jay, what's up next time?
Oh, Lord.
Shantae!
What the fuck story of the day? Melo and LaLa Anthony. And
that was one of them because social media kind of went crazy with it, and I had my own thoughts.
Right.
I'm just gonna cut to the chase. This is what I think. I believe that Kamala should have never cheated.
Okay.
And then he should have never had a child. Right. But I'm gonna break it down all the way through.
Okay.
So that's step one. He should have cheated. They shouldn't have another child. So it'd be a lot. Right. And that should have been that. But he did. Mm-hmm. Since he did, I think that he should want to be in this child's life. Mm-hmm. I'm a child. I grew up as a child whose father didn't want to be in his life. Mm-hmm. So I went through that pain. And I don't know if it was because of the other woman. I don't know what the fuck it was. But I would think I wouldn't want a woman who would accept me if I didn't accept my child. You know, I'm like, that's my child, but fuck that nigga, I ain't doing that shit because of that bitch. And my woman says to me, I'm riding with you. I would look at her like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
See, I think that it's easy to speak on something if you haven't been through it, like what you would do and what you would expect or whatever. So it's easy to, you know what I'm saying, cast judgment from on the outside. That's why in the Bible it says, thou shalt not cast judgment, lest it falls upon you. So with their situation, I can't speak on it because I don't know them personally. So I don't know if he's seeing that child or not, or there's something in the blog. Like the other woman, the side chick or whatever, who knew about LaLa when she was laying down with him. He may have told her to get an abortion and she didn't want to do that. She chased a clout, you know what I'm saying? She might be a clout chaser. She might be a very nice person. He might have lied to her. We don't know what went on with them. But what I can say is you can't force somebody else to accept that. And I'm speaking from experience because with me and my daughter's father, he had a child outside of our relationship. And I chose to deal with it, and I tried to make it work after that, but it was never the same. And that child was a constant reminder of his infidelity, of him stepping outside of it. And I didn't necessarily want to get to know the child. I was like, I don't care. But that was me from my personal experience. My daughter didn't want to meet her little brother. And I left it up like, hey, we can come together and we can pick him up, we can get to know him and everything. But then the mom, she still wanted to be with him. And she was making, you know what I'm saying, problem. I was like, you know what, I don't have capacity for these types of issues. I'm not trying to go through all that or whatever. So with me, it was like, whether he's a part of our life or not, it'll be all right.
That I am 100% comfortable with. And if that's what happened with them,
But I don't know
I
what
get
happened
it.
with them.
I get it, and I understand it, and I respect it.
Right.
And I don't have a critique. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up my business.
I'm just saying, it's easy to
But-
cast judgment
but-
on the outside.
But if it's different than that,
I mean,
then I will
regardless of
cast
how
judgment.
it is, regardless of how it is,
Well,
it's their situation.
I mean, I would
she
agree
has a
with
right,
you.
like,
I would agree with
if,
you.
let's say that the blogs are true, and LaLa is saying, fuck that, I don't want to meet her, she's not my daughter, not my son's sister, she's not a part of our life, just pay your child support, we good, leave them over there. That's her right.
Right, it is her right. I look at
Okay,
it differently. Because hold on, let me finish this and I'll let you go, Jimmy. My thinking is, as a man, how do you do that? Because like
it
like
depends on the situation. Let's say it was a one-nighter. Let's say let's say you strapped up. And she fished the condom out of the trash can and turkey basted herself to have this baby. You didn't want this.
But it's still my child.
Even so, it's easy to speak from the outside looking in. You don't know the situation. And you're like, if it was me, then I want to be a part of it. But think about if a woman gets raped.
Well, so
And she don't want it.
okay, so there.
That's different because then I wouldn't be wanting to be a part of it. Because in that situation, I'm a rapist.
But you
and I can't really think along the lines of rapist.
Right.
But what I do know is if I had a child, based on my experience, and I'm a little partial because my father wasn't there.
Right.
So to me, my thing is why I don't have any children is I was like, I'm never going to be in a position where I can't be there for my kids. Acting a bitch or doing this. I'll never allow myself to be a victim of her.
See, that's the thing. You saying you will never allow yourself, but when you cast judgment, because we live in an all-inclusive universe that brings us what we focus on, because you cast judgment, you focus on it. So you say you never allow yourself to be in that situation, it'll put you in that situation so that you'll have to act upon it. And you'll have to do what you said you would.
You're probably, there's a degree that you're right. I'm 43. I've been doing this for a long time. I ain't been in that position yet. It doesn't mean I'm going to be in it tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm not
copying
myself. I'm not copying.
You might got one.
Really? That's what we're doing? That's what we're doing?
So,
really?
So let me.
That's what we're doing?
So allow me to step in here and so a couple of things. So here's the flow.
Get it, JB.
So as a man, well, Melo put himself in a very, very difficult spot.
He did.
Right. The long and short of it is that he has to respect the wishes of his legal family because that is an entity that was created outside of this individual. However, he is a child. So it's either trying to integrate all of this together into one cohesive unit or make it work. So if LaLa comes to me and says, I don't want this young child a part of my family, I'm going to immediately turn to her and say, well, then that means I'm going to be gone all day, every 2 weeks then, right? Because I'm not about to not have my child in my life.
And
so that is your decision, and that is it.
And
so that is what this
is.
is.
And that's allegedly what's going on because we don't know, we don't know them. And it's just what we see in the
Yes,
blog.
but we're debating, we're not condemning either of them based on who they are.
What I'm saying is we're speaking on facts. Right,
not
particular facts, but what we've heard from blogs and something.
But that's what we're talking about.
Right.
If you want to talk about, something that never happened, we can go, well, I don't think Carmelo said no to anything, and let's dismiss it.
Right.
We can do that,
Gotcha.
but we're debating
what's
been
recorded in the blogs.
And if this is true, because I'm not, Carmelo Anthony's a 5%. I'm a 5%. Like I don't think anybody in this room is a 5% but me. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as poor black and positive people and what we study. Me, Erykah Badu, Jay-Z, Carmelo Anthony, it ain't 1,000 of us. You know what I'm saying? It's a few. Mm-hmm. So I fuck with Carmelo because he studies what I study. Mm-hmm. So I'm not shitting on him. But my point is, we can only discuss what's available to us.
Right.
If that information isn't accurate, then we'll go, that shit last week wasn't accurate. But all we can discuss is what we got.
Right.
And what we got that I'm willing to discuss, and not even blame LaLa or Melo for it.
Nah,
because this is only what we got.
Right.
It may not be true.
Right.
But what we got says
that he's not spending time with the kid, and that LaLa doesn't want the kid a part of their life.
And based on that, because to me, I wouldn't want a woman who knew I had a child with another woman and didn't want me around my child. If she's like,
but I guess
fuck
that's
that
why you
shit.
don't have LaLa. So.
But she ain't on my list. Like, she ain't on my list though. Like, fuck about. I mean, love LaLa. Power to the people. Fuck about LaLa. Like, if you said Ashanti, I'm like, ooh, I heard they hit me a little bit.
Really?
Fuck about LaLa.
Oh my God! But you care about Ashanti?
I love Ashanti. Ashanti loves me. I can post videos.
Did you really just start a whole Ashanti discussion?
I know.
Oh, she don't know. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know. She doesn't know. Me and Ashanti's relationship.
Okay, what's the next topic?
She don't know. She don't know.
It's too late.
Yeah, and Kiki. And
Okay.
Oh my God.
Me and Ashanti.
All right.
Shut up. Let's move on to the Shut Up Stupid Award.
Oh my God.
Fuck away from Ashanti.
Damn. Ashanti loves me. You don't know it.
Okay.
Instagram knows
See,
it.
I told you we're not going to be able to get it. Help me.
He has stalker.
Help me.
tendencies.
So moving on to
He has stalker tendencies.
No.
You said that shit like 30 times. Our winner this week is LeVar Ball. And the reason why this, let me break this down, dude, because Shut Up Stupid is actually really apropos here, because I don't think he intended to do some kind of sexual innuendo or even flirt. I think he was just trying to be a little hip and a little slick, because his interviewer said, and I forgot the woman's name,
Molly Karam, Jalen Rose's wife.
Okay. And she said, "Oh, I just want to switch up gears here for a minute. Yeah, let's switch gears here for a minute." And he said, "Well, you know, you can shift my gears anytime."
No, he did not say
well,
that.
Something.
He said, "Well, you can switch gears with me anytime."
You can switch gears with me anytime. Okay, yeah.
Not flirtatious. He didn't even smile when he said it.
It was like, you can shift gears with me anytime. Like, go
exactly,
ahead.
Exactly. And then she took it some kind of way. And now you have social media going crazy or whatever, trying to condemn him. But I don't think there was anything intended or meant out of the way.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I think that he was being playful.
Which he did. I mean,
and
that's
I think
his nature.
he was being flirtatious.
I don't think he was being
flirtatious. But what I don't think is that he meant, and this is going to sound crazy to feminists watching this show, they're going to be like, what the fuck you mean? Calm down, ladies. I am just saying this.
Right.
I think he thought he was being funny.
Exactly. I'll give him that.
He was being sexual.
Exactly.
I don't think he was trying to fuck her.
Exactly.
I don't think he was like, bitch, suck my dick. Oh, I eat a banana. I don't think that's what he was doing. I don't think he was doing that.
Touche.
I think he thought he was charming.
Right.
He thought he was funny.
Exactly
right.
And he was like, everybody's gonna love me for my joke. And
it backfired.
It backfired.
So that we have a case, and I agree with that.
So you agree.
I agree with that. But how social media is going in saying that he was out of line, that it was flirtation.
I don't think he deserves any of that. However, I still think he should not.
He should get the award.
Yeah,
I think he should have known better.
And that's
because
exactly my
there are
point.
jokes.
That is
there are
exactly
jokes
my point.
Like keep it on.
His history in media.
Exactly.
Keep it on. There are jokes that I can make with Shantae here. Like we know when we met,
right,
and how we met,
right. And
I got 1,000, shit that I can say that's fun. Like, a lot of that would be like.
Slapped by hood shit.
See, that's my point.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. And some shit that you say, some shit you don't say.
It's a lot of shit. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying.
I know better. And then I know better because I'm scared of getting slapped. I'm not worried about that. But we know that I don't want to disrespect you. I want you on our show. I want to help you promote your product. I want you to help us promote our product. Like I'm not there with it. So I'm not so pressed to make a joke but I'm going to disrespect her.
Right.
Like, I want to make this joke, and this will go viral, and everybody's going to see it. I'm not going to do that because I respect what you want to say. I'm not going to do that.
And let's be real about it. This is ESPN. This isn't like Vibe or like Source or a podcast somewhere. This is like the show. This ESPN. This is corporate as it gets. So you got to be corporate for ESPN,
which is owned by Disney.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And my take with him is, I do not think that he was trying to fuck Monica
completely.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't even think he meant to be disrespectful.
Exactly.
I think
trying to be funny.
What I think,
like you said
he
earlier.
was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think he thought like this gonna be funny, but what I've learned is, and I'm not going on the other side of this, and I'm comfortable being it because of the women I've dated. You don't get a pass because you're trying to be funny.
Right.
You still say it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say it. And he's older than me. I'm 43. He about 53, 60. I'm not gonna say it.
Right.
I got enough fucking sense not to do it.
Exactly.
So I'm not excusing him. I am merely saying that he didn't mean the worst.
Right.
Like when everybody's trying to paint him like, well, he was trying to. Like, no, he was not.
Right.
He was trying to be funny.
Right.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Right.
But he wasn't trying to be that.
Right.
Exactly.
And I think that's important.
Now we have an agreement.
That's important to say because even at Kiki's in the event, when I was like, so Shantae, niggas was like, oh, he disrespected her, he tried to abuse her, and niggas can look at me that way.
Right.
And I'm like, I was being funny.
Chill.
I was being funny, trying to get the, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But niggas could have said that.
Right.
And people would have agreed with them. And I'm like, I'm being funny.
Right.
And I'm promoting my podcast.
It was funny.
Like, come on.
I laughed. I died in my seat. And I came back to life.
and that's what I want to get to is that we don't always mean the fucking worst.
Right.
There's some niggas that we gotta check and we gotta crucify and we gotta beat their ass and put them in place. But every time it ain't that.
Right.
Like at that event, you know, game well.
Exactly. It was a fun event. We all had fun. It was a good time. It was Cocktails Podcast. We know what they talk about. So the people that tuned into it, that came to the live show, knew what to expect. So it wasn't a prim and proper ESPN-esque event.
Is that how we're gonna look at LeVar's comments or no?
Well, I'm gonna.
He should have known better.
That's exactly.
He should have known better.
Because,
however,
Go ahead.
I don't think he deserves to be crucified in the media for comments.
Agree.
Like, yeah, he should have known better, but people trying to take it out of context and make it seem like it was some sexual thing, and now trying to ban him, and I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, because I completely agree with you on that as well. He needs to be able to move on from this.
Absolutely.
I think he needs to be able to move on by
Get out of my pocket.
I was about to do the same.
Okay, so it's not just me here. Oh, I can turn it this way, huh? Oh, it's still just me.
Might be. There we go. There we go.
We just invaded.
Yeah, it's
already
invaded.
Oh, I had it the wrong way. Hey, you guys.
So next topic, Jizzy.
You just
when I flipped it.
Yeah, it's up
How do I
there.
do that?
That circle thing.
How did I flip that?
Next topic, JB.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, hold up. Okay, so our Nipsey Hussle Grind and Shine Award winners this week. We have 3 of them, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. T.I., he's our first award winner. He got the ASCAP Music Awards Cultural Voice Award. Am I saying that right? It's like a lifetime achievement type.
It's a political awareness award.
Okay.
And T.I., because of how he used his voice,
For
they awarded him and
awareness
celebrated him for it.
So is it from him going out to protest against Gucci and others that or disrespectful towards the
and
black
making
community
songs
and
about
making
it.
things and bringing awareness and you know shining light on the subject.
Absolutely. Shout out to Tip, one of my favorite rappers. If you ask me my favorite rappers, he's one of my top 5. Billions, you know, I'm on Billions top 5.
Really?
But he's one of my top 5. Billions don't know.
Who are your top 5?
My top 5.
Dead or alive?
T.I., Tupac, Jay-Z, Scarface, and number 5 would be maybe KRS-One. Okay. I'm an old nigga. But like, I fuck with niggas that had music that not only had a pro-black message, because that ain't good enough for me, because I wasn't solely pro-black. I was a pro-black nigga. So I like pro-black nigga music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, pro-black nigga music like that, man.
So 5 times as long to come up with my top 5.
Right. I was like, I don't know.
I like pro-black fly niggas that do shit for the culture. And
I mean, Tupac was my favorite.
That was mad shit.
Yeah.
And just keep it 100. Like, I'm a nigga who love our people, who love our race, and do shit for our people. But I like getting my dick sucked by bad bitches. So I'm all of that. I'm like all of that.
Always go together. That's
I'm not. Like I ain't the corner nigga. Like, you have power to the people and everybody. And like,
and then you going
I'm
to
like,
the white bitch.
No, I'm like, dog, you suck the shit out of my dick. Get her a book.
So our next bride is
and everything.
Moving on.
I'm a nigga. I love our people, but I'm a nigga. Like I'm like, nah. Like I will beat the shit out you, and I will fuck your mouth. Like I'm a nigga.
Okay.
I'm not like that's me. So that's why I fuck with Chip.
Wow.
Okay.
You got a question?
Yeah, I don't see the correlation, but okay.
I mean, I put it to you this way. I love the black race.
And you love getting your dick sucked.
I love getting my dick sucked.
Okay.
And I love helping our people.
And you like pro-black rap.
I'm totally into.
So those 3 go together.
Not even pro-black music, pro-black living. Like if you look at my life, you'll be like, if you describe me to your friends, like so. Shanti,
This crazy
tell me
nigga
about
that I met at the podcast. That's it. No, this crazy nigga I met at the podcast.
Right. But this how you do it. Like so you be like, so y'all dating now? Hey, that's my boo. No. You would say that's my boo. No, you would say that's my boo. And they were like, why I say you a boo? And you would be like, 1, he make his own money. 2, he's all about serving the black race and you know prolonging the black race and shit. And 3, bitch, this nigga lick my ass. He be like, oh shit.
What makes you think those are my 3 qualifications?
But I'm not done yet. I'm not done. And then
turn into a job interview.
And then you be like,
fucking job interview.
You be like, this nigga love.
And guess what? Application season ain't even open.
I'm just telling you who I am. Well, what I've learned is application season is always open if you what they want. I had many shit. You're like, yo, I don't want a nigga. I ain't looking. And they say, you know, they eat a banana. They come in and be like, oh, that's Bob Marley and Michael Jackson on your wall. Eat your banana. I'm not worried about it. That's what Shantae said. That ain't what the world said. So Shantae opinion, okay, cool, great. I know what the fuck I've been doing for 42 years.
Oh my God.
And my only conversation to that is like, you know, like motherfuckers appreciate what they appreciate. You know what I'm saying? And if I tell you this is what I do, and you're like, oh, you do that? I'm like, yeah. And I do that. And they're like, oh shit, you do both. And then some women have the opportunity, the lucky opportunity to say, you do all 3, and then that special woman will go like, this nigga do all 4. Get the fuck. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, I do.
I'm sorry, I'm totally lost now. I'm totally so. Pay bills.
Pay bills. That's all 4.
Okay, I don't know how. I don't know what. I don't know what the hell that has to do with.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Okay. So our next Nipsey Hussle Award winner is Cardi B.
Girl power.
We're gonna go through these next couple this episode winners quickly, but we're gonna give the all-meaning Cardi B, Barty, all the credit she deserves. That's what it is.
Songwriter of the year. Songwriter of the
And
year.
for everybody, she does not write.
But she does it right. It's a little ironic. It's a little ironic.
Yeah, it's that
but we still ride with Barty. We ride it.
But if you look at the credits for her albums, it does have her as a writer on all the songs.
Some of the songs.
All the songs, even on Bodak Yellow, she's still a writer on there. Even if other people had to write with her.
Barty, I love you, but you know goddamn well you don't deserve an award.
What?
But
you sound like Kanye with Taylor Swift. I'm gonna let you take your award, but first shout out to Beyonce. Get your ass on stage, nigga. Barty gang.
Barty don't deserve Songwriter of the Year, but she deserves every beautiful blessing that's happened to her. Like I love, like I follow Barty like real nigga shit. Like we ain't really fuck with.
How you gonna say what somebody deserve and not deserve?
Cause she didn't write it. You can't deserve.
Who said? Were you in the studio? Were you in the studio? Were you in the studio? She said she don't write all her music. She co-writes. So maybe she didn't write the whole song, but she still co-writes. She had a part in it. She came up with the ideas and concepts, and then she got up there and she spit it too. So she deserves her award.
You're right. I'm stupid. You're right, man. I'm setting up, man.
Beyonce had the best video of the year.
Right.
All right, Kanye.
My thing with Barty is just that I don't think she really thinks she deserves the award. I think she gonna ride with it and she gonna shout out other women who write on their own. And I don't have an issue with Barty.
Right.
I'm a fan. So I'm not gonna shit on her. I'm a fucking fan. How is your fan gonna shit on you?
I think because I look at
but I'm
the world a little bit
MC.
different.
I'm MC.
But see, I look at the world different. I think that everybody gets what they deserve.
But that's what makes it
because we attract our life experiences to us.
But that's what
so
makes
she
it
attracted
different.
this to herself, so she's getting what
This is what
she
makes it
deserves.
different. I'm an MC.
Okay, MC.
In my world, you writing your raps is the biggest amount of credit you can get.
Okay.
Now how good your rap is, but that you actually wrote it.
Okay.
And I have a slight thing with Barty because of that, but I'm not ooh-gooing her. I'm not like fuck her. I love her. Like
you just saying she doesn't deserve the ass cap, right?
I don't think this one award.
That award.
And I
She got
support her for
Songwriter
every
of the
award.
Year award.
When she admitted to not writing her own
And she
songs.
don't write songs.
Well, yeah,
It's
that's
just weird.
Yeah,
it's a weird award.
because
So then can we all agree that these awards are rigged?
no, I mean,
They
Or
are.
public
I agree.
they're
to promote certain individuals
Absolutely.
You're
to
right.
capitalize off of certain individuals. Okay, so then fuck these awards.
But I'm not
and
shitting
let's
on
make our own
her.
shit.
I'm not shutting her down. I'm not shitting on her. I'm just making a very clear distinction.
It's
every
kind of
other show,
yeah.
we're gonna be sitting there like Barty.
Okay.
I'm just this one instance. I'm like,
I have to agree with you on
this
that
one you
one.
can't get.
Songwriting.
But because of how I feel about her and how I love her realness and how she, it don't make a lot of difference.
I think we all
I
get
love
what we
Barty.
deserve.
Like,
So she
I
got
love
the
Barty.
award. She deserves it. So that's just my
Well, I disagree because I think that if you said what artist do you love the most, and we went with her, I would be like, well, I love her, so yes, she should get it. When you go, it's like fuck no.
Okay.
Like, it ain't close.
So you said
It ain't even in it close. It ain't close. It's
your point is
it's so ridiculously the margin between Tupac and Cardi. Like I call her Barty affectionately, but in this scenario, Cardi and Tupac, it ain't like that's not even like.
So what if somebody
do
came
that.
out and said Tupac didn't write his own music?
I would be devastated.
You'd be disappointed.
No,
You should be devastated.
I would have a hard time
disappointing
You have
disappointing
he's not here
is
to do
different than devastating. Disappointed is oh man, that didn't work out
Devastated
right.
is like
Devastated is like
I'm taking
this
all
shit
his
hurts.
pictures down off my wall now.
Yeah, that will probably come down.
What?
Right there.
That would change how you feel about
I'm
it?
an,
Do you love that album?
I'm an MC. I'm not a fan. I'm not a regular fan. So let's say if you in your book wasn't true and you don't know how to suck dick. I was like, but Shantae,
What
we
if-
was at.
But what if the
we was
tips
at-
work anyway?
we was
What
at
does
the
it matter if I know
podcast,
how to suck
we
dick
was
or
at
not?
it live,
It matters.
and you
I
don't
might
even know
not
how to
have never
suck
sucked
dick.
a dick in my life. And I wrote a good book, and it's helping other women suck dick.
And
What
I-
difference does it make if they're getting
I'm
advice
exactly the
in
same
their
way.
relationship?
I'm
I
not
would
gonna feel the
actually
same way.
I would lose.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
lose some
either.
respect.
I'm
I'm gonna be
sorry.
like,
Yeah.
oh,
Unfortunately, you're talking to two
Well, you guys,
artists,
I have a
two creators
confession.
here.
don't do it. No, stop the camera. No, Shantae, you saw how I acted at the event.
I never
Do not,
sucked a dick.
don't do this.
I don't believe you.
In
That's
fact,
a goddamn lie. The second part probably wasn't a lie, but the first part was a goddamn lie.
No.
Goddamn lie. Goddamn lie. She's lying. She's
I'm lying. I'm lying.
Yeah.
I
Thank
thoroughly
you.
enjoy
See?
sucking dick.
Yeah.
It's too close. Don't
Oh,
do it.
get off! Hey, baby.
Thank you. Alright, let's get on to this last Nipsey Hussle Award. 50 Cent is getting a star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, it is a lot of people.
Awesome.
It's him.
Gee,
Like
you
me.
next.
It's like
Yeah.
5 niggas. So, I want to do it with you. G-Unit.
Hold on, we gotta do it together.
G-Unit. John the 5-0 and everybody else that's being inducted. I think John Legend.
Yes.
And some other people.
Some other people, right?
Yeah, John Legend is coming early though. My God, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I think that's good. I'm happy. I champion other people's success.
Me too.
So
And
congratulations.
I'm
to
a
all
huge,
of you.
huge 50 fan. Like, from me in DC when niggas got the beefing, and I was like, nigga, you can come to DC. We got your back, niggas. But my niggas got the and to see from that to power, Stone
right.
Fame, and it was like,
I love
shit.
I like seeing the underdog win. I like seeing people whose story I can relate to. People like myself. People who come from where I come from that make it. But they make it not by handouts or holding their hand out and they got it out the mud. Like, they came up on their own. They did it. They created their own lanes, and that's what I like. I like natural born hustlers, and it's not because we came out of the womb hustling. It's like our environment has made us that way. It's like you got to figure out a way to get the fuck out of this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So like that. What's that song that he got with Game?
underground on top.
Hate it or love it or whatever.
Love it.
But what hit me most in that song when he was like, if I could run away from this bitch and never come back, you know what I'm saying? I would. Because there's so many people who not from the hood that want to go there, they want to glorify this shit. But it's like people from the hood, like, we want to get the fuck out of there. We don't want to go back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, left up to me, I run away from this bitch and never come back if I could. And that was my attitude and my mentality on leaving the hood as well. I
And that was my attitude.
determined.
I left DC. I came to Georgia.
Right.
And I know Georgia is still, hood, like my hood.
Right, you got it now. I'm West
But I
Side,
ain't
AK, baby.
But I left.
I still throw my hoods up.
I left my hood and came out here and lived in y'all suburbs.
Right.
I came to y'all suburb. I didn't come to y'all hood. I left my
No.
hood and was like,
You don't go to the suburb.
And I'm
No,
gonna
I'm
do
straight
this,
from
and
the
I'm gonna get a
project.
job, and I'm gonna be corporate, and I've struggled through that, but
Right.
because y'all justice system different. Y'all lock motherfuckers up.
Yeah,
I done
for
walked through
anything.
more jail
Like,
shit
let me tell
in
you
Georgia
something.
than
For
I
real,
did
though,
ever
on
in
the
DC.
real, if you coming to Atlanta, if you from somewhere else, stay the fuck out of Cobb, Forsyth, Clayton, Rockdale, all them little redneck counties. Move
They will
somewhere
lock you the
in
fuck up
Fulton
Woodstock,
County, Atlanta.
Cherokee,
That's where you want to be at.
Cherokee.
If your address don't say DeKalb, Decatur, Fulton County, Atlanta, you in the wrong zip code if you do.
And if you watch the podcast, you know that I've experienced the wrong thing.
Exactly. Sandy Springs, okay, Alpharetta, Roswell, Atlanta, DeKalb County, Lithia Springs. You good.
Nigga.
Yeah.
It was like, where's you? How can you say
No, Cherokee, stay the fuck out
That's what I
Cherokee
said.
County.
What the fuck?
Oh, stay out Cherokee
They was like,
County.
why he ain't on the show the last couple of weeks? And JB had to come over like, well, he's in jail.
Right.
And that's why he's not here. and fucking Georgia.
Exactly. Stay out of them counties.
That's really what happened.
In the world, yeah, it's fucked up out here. It's really crazy.
Oh, we got poor connectivity.
What's up?
I had
What's our next
56 viewers.
Netflix and chill. All right.
Yay.
Netflix and chill. I'll throw out the 100. I've been watching that lately.
What is it?
The 100.
The 100 on Netflix. It's a TV show about.
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch that much TV. But what is it?
It's a TV show where motherfuckers, the earth will become inhabitable. So we believe.
Uninhabitable?
Uninhabitable.
Because it's inhabitable now. I'm just saying.
Don't do this.
I'm just saying.
Don't do this.
Okay, so the earth becomes uninhabitable?
It becomes uninhabitable.
Okay, continue.
And we left and went into outer space. And then that became
Uninhabitable?
uninhabitable.
Okay.
And so we had to come back to Earth. And it was, how do we get back there? And so they chose 100 juvenile criminals to send back to the Earth to test it out.
Test it out. Oh, so one of them they didn't really care about.
Right. And that,
Typical. Right.
and that begins a story.
Yeah, this whole like.
And I can't go, I'm watching this shit.
It's called 100.
The 100
Oh shit, did
on
my phone
Netflix.
die?
No, it's probably getting close though.
And that's what I'm watching every night on the 100s. I'm on season 3, episode 14. So I got 14, 15, and 16 before I get to season 4. And it's 5 seasons. Oh, damn!
So that's bring your viewers back just to.
No, I like when I see my nipples and stuff. Like on mirrors, if I walk past the window or shining and I see it, I just or I'm in the car driving and I'm listening to music.
I like it too. I really do.
All right, next topic.
Next topic.
So you brought up the 100. I mean, there's a bunch of interesting stuff on Netflix right now.
Okay.
Yeah, all of the again.
Right now, what I don't watch 100, but I'm binge watching The Good Wife, which is such a good drama.
The Good Wife. What is that?
It's like a
I
lawyer.
don't even know what that is.
Like I said, like they said, I should have been a lawyer or whatever. I love debate. I like debating, but I don't like necessarily courtrooms and things like that. So The Good Wife, she's this attorney, and her husband cheated on her with these prostitutes or whatever, and she stood by his side. So it's just.
And
It's a political thing. She made partner. He's governor now. She's having an
It's on
affair.
Netflix?
It's called The Good Wife.
Wow.
I'm in season 5 now.
Damn, how many seasons is it?
I don't know, but
I never even heard of this
I'm
fucking
on
show.
season 5. I didn't either until my sister was like, R6. She's like, oh, you gotta watch this show. And I was like, let me see.
Good one. Y'all might sound that sound a little.
Well, I thought it was gonna be some, Reese Titsy show or whatever, but it wasn't. And I watched a couple of episodes and it just brought me in. So she was like, you gotta watch Queen Sugar. You gotta watch, because I really don't watch a lot of TV. So I don't watch. But so when I'm over there and I'm with my niece or whatever, they're always watching, and then me and my niece we kind of fight for the remote. So when I come over, she always try to grab it and change to some cartoon. I'm like, you got a guest in the fucking house. And then she's like, Mommy, Auntie Tater cursed at me. Shut the fuck up. No, I didn't. Stop lying on me.
Evil auntie.
Like, she's gonna leave you alone.
She got a red head too.
I'm like, look, she's gonna leave you alone with me. You better be nice. You better be nice.
Oh no.
I'll keep her. Go. Grocery store? Yep, I'll keep her. Sit your ass down.
Oh my god.
So, JB, what are you watching these days?
What are you watching? Gangsta Geek?
Yeah, I was about to geek out on y'all. I'm still working my way through all my DC comic shows. So, the Arrow, the Flash, Supergirl, and the Legends of Tomorrow. Yes.
Hey, I thought I was Superhead, not Supergirl. Oh,
I knew it just said Super.
Exactly.
Super.
If you had met her when I met her, you would think that it probably said something.
Right. so I'm on Legends of Tomorrow now. But there's a bunch of good shit on Netflix. They're bringing back a bunch of old classics, and they're doing a whole scary movie thing too on Amazon Prime. They've got like Michael Myers, like the whole Halloween series, which I love, and I love horror movies. So
why do you like horror movies?
Because they're fun.
You guys are weird.
No, they're fun. You don't like horror
You
movies?
like horror movies and comic books.
I like horror movies and comic book movies.
Yeah, he's on some whole. He just named like a whole bunch of like comic books and shit. And then he said he likes horror movies, like Flash and.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if I were white, it would be a perfect serial killer profile.
Exactly.
If I were white.
You might not be the
I am not white.
normal, but you still fit the criteria.
No. If all of those things existed and I were white, then yes.
Tell you ain't get a shit with the pussy. I don't know. The pussy can't nothing else.
There it is.
See, where's the
There
power?
it is.
Goddamn, give it CPR. Don't kill it. You goddamn breathe life into that bitch.
Yeah, okay. So, what else we got?
What else we got?
That is it.
That was it?
That
Those were all the topics?
Before we,
Oh my God, this was such a wonderful conversation.
it was, and normally we have like random conversations. We have random extras. So
He
before
said these nuts.
G-Unit.
Oh, gee.
I was like, what?
I was like, what?
What the hell? Like, can you tell us?
So, before we get out of here,
Yeah.
let's get back into your book.
Okay.
Movement, and
The
what you're
movement.
trying to do. So,
How to eat a banana.
how to eat a banana.
There's a whole
Before you even go,
lifestyle.
JB, how do you like balls? How do you like your banana ate? I think that's important that we tell.
Okay,
the
yeah.
viewers what we like.
So, okay, so I'm going to tell you guys what I tell women, and you tell me if it's correct or not.
Okay.
Okay? Deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the book, it doesn't just talk about technique, about deep throating and twisters and tricks and stuff like that. It talks about, the two-hand twisters, like a pepper grinder or salt grinder, all that kind of licking and slobbing and slurping
Describe
at
some
the
more.
same
With
time.
us.
But it also talks about mindset and it talks about attitude. So what I teach women are how to get into an oral sex goddess mindset. So in the book it says I'm not going to just help you give better head. I'm going to transform you into an oral sex goddess. And I'm going to help you change your mindset and your attitude about sucking dick. And I actually encourage women to fall in love with the dick. Like you can't give the best head if you don't love the dick. So you got to fall in love with the dick. And I actually give tips and instruction on how to fall in love with the dick.
Like fall in love with the dick.
Fall in love with the dick.
Fall in love
And
with
so
the dick.
also change your perspective as to how you view giving head or oral pleasure or mouth romance or whatever you want to call it. So
Mouth goat. Yeah.
throat go.
Go.
Throat go.
How you?
Where
She
throat
knew.
goes.
She knew the term.
Where
She knew the fucking term.
throat
I
goes.
said it wrong, and she corrected me.
Throat goes. Soul snatchers. All of the above.
Kickbackers, listen carefully. We're going to cut and edit down her little sermon. Her speech. Amen. Praise the Lord.
Amen. Hallelujah.
We're going to cut that.
Right.
And y'all going to see promoting out of JB. Y'all never seen before. Everybody going to see that. I'm sharing that with
It's
the
changing
whole
perspective.
world.
So it's just changing your perspective on it. It's not a
I
chore.
agree.
It's not a task.
Because-
It's not an obligation or job.
Just that
Having
It's
women,
a
so
women
big,
in my
though.
life who I like doing it. Like,
Don't you get that? They get the best
It
head?
is.
Even if she don't know how to deep throat, isn't it still the best
Yes.
you ever had?
Yes.
Because she's so
And-
enthusiastic?
Well, yes. And I want to say that to everybody watching is that, like, it's not close. Like, with a girl, she don't like doing it, but she just do it anyway. And then the girl who loves doing it, it ain't close.
No.
It ain't like the girl that's like,
No.
I don't like doing it, but I do it for my nigga. You're here. The girl is like, I love doing this shit. I'm so hard to think. She here.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't close. Like, you don't get a pass because you like, ooh, I like my nigga. Hey, I don't want to make him happy.
There's a shorter way to say that.
Fuck you, bitch. You ain't shit.
Don't
You're
you
trash.
motherfucking face.
You're trash. It's the women who are like,
he's coming. I'm gonna keep on sucking. Yes.
Okay, for the record, I wasn't going there.
And my motto is, if he's coming, keep sucking. If he dies, he dies. Fuck it. Just keep going.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies.
I'll tell you.
Keep going.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
If he dies, he dies.
Hold on.
Keep on sucking.
I'm gonna make a very, very specific point. Head with me has only been above average enjoyable when they had that mentality. Because I know a lot of niggas who like when they come, they'll push, like women will tell me they niggas push them off. I don't stop. I don't do it. And I'm always like, it ain't good unless you suck 2-3 minutes after I nut. After the nut. And it's not that, like you're doing a bad job, but it's like me specifically, I enjoy my maximum pleasure from head comes after I nut. So it's that 10-second to 3-minute window after I nut.
I don't think you can last for 3 minutes afterwards. It should be very, very sensitive, nigga. You should be putty. You should be like fucking silly buddy, like a ball of mush.
I'm open.
I'm open. You should be retarded. Don't touch me. You should be fucking retarded, nigga.
I'm open. I know a lot of niggas that be like, as soon as they nut, the girl be like, call me. Like, I think I husband that bitch in a second. And I'm like, nah, I need another 40 seconds.
Okay, I can believe 40 seconds, but I'm like 3 minutes. Nigga, you lying.
Maybe that 3 minutes.
40 seconds.
But I'm telling you.
And then you still like Heisman. Goddamn it, after that.
What I'm saying is.
Exactly.
What I'm saying
Lock
is.
up. Because it puts you like semi-coma, nigga. You like.
It does.
But
that is what I like. I like being there. I like being on the edge of death. I like.
She was like, if he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. Fuck it.
Yo, you know how many times I've actually said that to myself? Like, I've said that to myself. I'm like, this
might kill me.
This one might be the like this. Fuck it, if I die, I die.
That's how I learned to masturbate. That's how I learned the first orgasm when I first started masturbating. It used to feel so good I thought I was gonna die. So I used to always stop before an orgasm. And then one day I just kept going. I kept going and I was like, fuck it, if I die, because I was like, my whole thing, because I was like 11. I was like, what if they come? What if they come? They're gonna find me like this with my hand. That's how they gonna find me. Then you know what? One day I was like, fuck it, and I just did it. I'm like, oh my god, and I kept doing it after that.
and that's how I am with head. It's like I am very particular because I'm just giving a buck. Like most niggas, they nut and 10 seconds later, get off me. I'm not that. Now I'm not gonna say that every time I can go another 3 minutes. I'm gonna lie and say that. What I'm saying is, I believe I can go a little bit longer than most people. So whether that's 1 minute, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, whatever it is,
30 seconds,
or 30 seconds,
right?
I'm comfortable with that. I know I go longer than the average nigga. So I'm like, get me to the point where I push you off, and then everything's
Send your
great.
girl to my class so she can do that.
Yeah.
My book.
Yes.
And you can find the book on Amazon.com.
What's the name of the book?
How to Eat a Banana.
There it is.
By CJ Ryder, which is my pen name.
CJ Ryder.
How to Eat.
And you guys can follow me. Can I shout out my
Yes, absolutely.
Follow me on Instagram. It's GoddessGood LLC. GoddessGood LLC.
So not God is good,
but
God
all the
is,
time.
God is good.
All the time. Because when I tell people my name is GoddessGood, they be like, all the time.
Yeah.
I be like, for sure.
I'm gonna tell you, any woman that knows me, if you're inquiring or interested, get it.
Get that.
Get it. Because I'm like, so raising my question, like I'm into oral pleasure, like I enjoy it a lot.
I think most people do when it's done right.
I think you're right.
Exactly.
And I'm vocal, so I'm like, hey, I like da. And I'm not gonna say you something that don't work.
But see, that's rare too, because most people don't know how to communicate what they want to somebody else.
Very
like
true.
sometimes we want things that we aren't able to. Like you may have one person that does something so good, just it blows your mind, but you can't articulate what they do to you to somebody else. Like, no, do it like he did it. Like, no, he did his tongue like this. Like, no, you gotta, nigga, just move. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't do that all the time. Exactly. If she sucked dick in this position, she loved his sucking dick. Yeah. I guess. It's from the side, though. Kind of.
If you got a hook in it. Never mind.
I mean, yeah, but the hook is...
To the left, to the left. To the left. Okay, Beyonce wrote a whole song about me. But we can move on beyond that. What we'll say is, I think the biggest lesson to be learned is women, if you enjoy what you're doing, we're going to enjoy it twice as much.
Absolutely. I second that motion. I definitely do. And the same thing goes for you guys. If you're enjoying it, if you're down there and you're not scared to have a face full of pussy and you got your whole face buried in it, you sucking the whole pussy. Well, no. The thing is, because I'm writing another book for you guys too. So it's if you take the whole pussy in your mouth and then lick the slit, not stick your tongue in there. Because first of all, your tongue is too goddamn short to make any difference anyway, but because it can't hit bottom. So it's to lick that slit softly and, delicately.
I don't even know.
And while you're sucking the clit and the whole pussy at the same time. If you can master that, then you'll be a master at
I'm just gonna tell y'all, like, I don't even, I'm good with, like, eat the banana. I tell them how to eat peaches. Well, I know. It's been going for decades. I'm 43. I got decades of experience, decades of approval, decades of sharing, and I know what the fuck. I know what to do.
I got you. I've been proposed to 6 times.
I ain't got 6. I was about to be like, well, nigga, let me tell you. But then you said 6. And I'm like, oh. Well, don't. I don't have 6.
Don't have 6, huh?
Who got all other jeans? Who got all other jeans? You got the other ones? I ain't got 6. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't. But I know that. I'll put it to you this way. I know without a shadow of a doubt how well I eat pussy and how well it translates. And I don't have any. I know.
You just know.
I have proof.
That's good. You approve
this message. I approve this message. And it's funny, a lot of women watching the podcast, so to y'all, lay you to death. You never approve the process as well. Facts. I ain't got a girlfriend, so I'm like, facts. And then, like, how dare you? We went together, no way. You know what the fuck it is. How it feels to you. Then that's how I feel to everybody else too.
Your tongue dry as hell. First of all, no, I'm just saying, you know how women come back and
they're real.
They be bashing.
First of all,
your dick little. You couldn't even get bottom.
Lying like shit.
And I only scream so you'll hurry up because it makes you nut faster.
Right.
Bullshit.
But you came back. They came back the next 7 days in a row.
You paid all the bills, nigga.
7 days in a row, and all your friends was
You lied
texting
in
me
the
and shit.
beginning when you said you did all 4. You said you ate ass, you ate pussy, you sucked toes, and you pay bills, nigga.
I said that. I said what I was willing to do. What I was willing to do. What I was willing to do.
He sucked toes, he eat pussy, he eat ass, and he pay bills.
That was great.
And
You just changed this whole spiel from
no, it's not. Because I didn't say my spiel.
Guess what? Rappers do all that.
I do all that. I ain't gonna tell you, bitch. I ain't gonna tell you, bitch.
I'm confused.
I am.
Hold on, Joe. You confused? What you confused on? Nah, don't she don't want to fuck shit. Don't be confused. Don't be confused with her. Don't be on her team.
I'm with the shit.
Don't do that, because I call you out. We can all be on it. I call you out. We can all be on it. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, for the record.
For the record.
Yeah.
Y'all look, for the record.
The woman I do know what it is.
For the record.
For the record, the woman I do know what it is. We good.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye, you guys.
And
oh,
what is this?
I had
What month are we in? June?
Yeah.
Shout out June. I think we got one more week in the month. And then we're in July. We're in the summer officially. Hope you guys are having fun in the summer, being protective in the summer, exercising precaution in the summer, and acting a damn ass and having some good goddamn fun. I will see y'all in Myrtle Beach. When I get there, I will see you. Me and JB will see y'all in DC when we get there. And every Sunday, every Saturday, we in the pool out here in Sandy Springs, Georgia. Fuck with us, Shantae.
Oh, yeah, fuck with us. I thought we were off already. My bad. Yeah. ATL Shawty, West Side Bound. West Side. God is good. How to eat a banana. Yeah, all that.
Good night. God bless, y'all.
Good night. God bless. Love you.